Hi everyone, welcome to another episode. Strength I feel like something is just really hard for me to talk about because whenever I do have a problem or I feel like I'm just in a space in my life where I feel so down and out, people always tell me how strong I am, how I've made it thus far so I can make it to the end. And strength to me just has kind of been used against me. Like, it's been used so much towards me to the point where when people say, use your strength, you're strong, it feels as though it doesn't make me feel good anymore. Because I know I'm strong. I know that I have to keep going. I know that I keep pushing and pushing and pushing, and that my strength feels like it's gonna run out. I'm at a point where I don't want to be strong anymore. I don't want to keep fighting to the next challenge. Like, I don't want to keep going. Not at the pace or the rate or in the way in which I'm doing it. Strength to me has become so much more than just keep going. Just keep doing it. You know, you're going to get there. Don't worry. Just be strong. And it's just like you have to be more than strong to keep going. Because while you can take your 2 feet to walk, it's not just the walk that gets you there. I'm tired of using all my strength to get there, and then when I get there, I'm burnt out. I have nothing left because I fought my way here. And now I'm here, and I don't even have the energy to compete or be in the same room as half the people that are here who took the elevator. And I crawled with my bare hands up the mountain. So it's just like, strong for me, strength for me, doesn't mean what it used to mean. Strength to me now feels like the bare minimum. Like the least you can do for the life you want is to be strong. Is to see everything as something for you and not against you. So there are things that I've instilled in my mind to keep me going, but like I said, when I get there, I am in a space. I'm in a space of, I don't really know what to do now. I used all my energy to get here. So now I'm just like, no, I just want to chill and I don't want to do nothing. It's just like life goes on and it keeps going and going and going. And you can take breaks, but you take a break and 5 years have passed you by. Life keeps going, time keeps going, and it doesn't slow down. And to me, I feel like it speeds up, if anything. Life just zooms past you. I'm about to be 23. My birthday's coming up. And just thinking about this last year has made me so emotional because, again, it's a year where a lot of people said I had all this strength. And I did. Like, I'm never going to tear myself down or speak, lower of myself. I did. It was a strong-ass year for me. I don't even want to call it a situationship because I was officially together with one person and then we wasn't, and we were. It was just a lot going on. But either way, that went on for like 2 years. And people always say, like, why don't you just leave? And for me, it was just like I felt like I wasn't strong enough. Like I didn't have the strength. But I think that what I didn't have was courage. I think courage is my new strength. Courage is what gives you the strength, not only to leave things that don't serve you, but to have that energy of, I'm going to get exactly what I deserve because I deserve it. Courage is more, I feel like, a space of confidence than strength. Strength to me has felt like maybe the last resort survival mode. But with my courage, I'm thriving. And I think that courage is what I'm trying to find. Because it seems like I only can find courage in those moments when it feels like life or death. So for example, again, with the situation, the relationship I had for 2 years on and off, it felt like I could never leave. Like what could I do without this person? What kind of life could I live without all that I knew? I needed the courage to see past that, to see something else, to even think of an idea of a life with someone else and enjoying it. I didn't need just strength, I needed courage. And it's so hard to tap into. I feel like, because I feel like we aren't truly courageous until we are fed up with our lives. And that doesn't even have to just do with relationships, even with our diets. Like my friend hit me up the other day and she was like, girl, I can't keep doing dairy, man. It keep messing me up. And I'm just like, I've been there to the point where I'm eating everything. Like, if you know me, I'm extremely sensitive. Like if I eat too much meat, if I eat too much dairy, too much of anything, and my body goes into overload, I just start bloating out my ears. So it's just like to take a stand and be like, all right, I'm not gonna have dairy no more. And not even like, oh yeah, I have a little ice cream here and there. Like truly, like I am done. Like I feel like crap. Like this needs to end. I need my body back. Okay. I need a 8-pack on top of my 6-pack with a BBL booty. Okay. I need it. And then all of a sudden it felt like effortless to do the things that I knew my body deserved. It was a courage, to take the next step, to see a life without the things that was not serving me. So I just say all this to say that seek courage, pray for courage, write about being courageous. If you're a journaler, that's how you make things come true. Manifest a life where you are courageous over a life where you have strength. Because I feel like as human beings, innately, we are all strong. We all have what it takes to just stop something or to just push forward. But what's next? After you push and you knock all the doors down and it's just you standing there, what do? Do you have the confidence to seek out a new life, to create one in your mind? Or are you in a space where you're kind of just standing there still? Because I'm in that space a lot. Just recently, everybody know, well, I'm not going to say everybody knows. Some people are new to me, but if you listen to my podcast, you know that when I was in Tallahassee, I'm in Georgia now, but when I was in Tallahassee, I was fighting for my life with my finances. I was working a new job every month, but it didn't matter because every job I had wasn't paying the money that I needed to literally just survive. I was picking which days I was going to eat dinner. I was picking, am I going to have my phone off? Am I going to pay my phone bill, or am I going to buy groceries for the week? Like I was in a space where I felt like I couldn't even focus on my mental, on where my life was, on where it was going. I feel like I couldn't even have goals because I was just worried about having enough money to pay my bills and to eat. And that life that I lived, I grew up in poverty. So it's just like, I know this life, but it's not the life that I wanted for myself. Especially, I just left college. Like I was having the craziest identity crisis ever. How dare you? How dare you graduate from college and you still not shit? Is how I felt, of course. It wasn't true, but in your toughest times, we have the darkest minds. And I think that life was something I just kept pushing through. I had the strength. I just kept pushing to the next dollar, to the next paycheck. But I wasn't pushing for the next life. I feel like I couldn't even think outside of that because I was such in like a scarcity mindset. Like, I'm not trying to mess anything up with this job. I wasn't even willing to take any risk at all because one paycheck and I had nowhere to stay. I was so locked into the life I had. So it's like I had the strength to keep going, but I didn't have the courage to see something more than that. And one night I just got tired. Like I said, courage is so hard. I wish I just had it on my sleeve, but when you truly tired, here it is in your hands. And I prayed the hardest prayer. I felt like my apartment was soaked. I cried and I cried and I cried. I wanted something else. I wanted a life where I didn't have to choose between what bills I was going to pay, what meals I was going to eat. And while I was praying this prayer, I just prayed that I would have a life that came to me effortlessly. All my goals, all my dreams, everything I ever wanted would come to me effortlessly. I wouldn't have to try so hard. I wouldn't need all this strength to keep going. All I would need is gratitude. My next chapter would be filled with me saying thank you. Thank you so much for everything that I have. I haven't really tried, but I know I deserve it because of how hard things have been and how strong I have been. I want my next chapter to be filled with love, laughter, and people in my life that appreciate me, and I don't have to make them appreciate me. I don't have to remind people to appreciate me. They just do. I prayed for friends. I prayed for a partner. I prayed for a job that was going to pay me more than what I even asked for. I prayed for someone who was going to care for me without me having to ask. You know, someone just as intentional as I am, and someone that always had the right words. And after I prayed that prayer, I let it go. And I said, hey, whatever happens, happens. I did my part. I asked. And I had that courage to step forward. I started to really think about what I wanted out of life. I started to have goals again, dreams again. And I started to get sick of the job I was at. And not because anything was wrong with the job, but because of all this courage that I had. I knew that I needed to take a risk, that I was playing it safe. And when you're playing it safe, you are going to get a safe life. Even though struggling wasn't safe, but it was just like I knew I was going to at least have the money for my rent, and that everything else I'll be able to come with. Like I knew I would be able to make it all shake. But I knew to have that life where I had enough money not only to pay my bills, but to save. But to have money to get grab a little mascara here and there, a little lip gloss. Like, I never thought I would know what that was when I was in that headspace, in that space of life, period. And one day I met this girl. I didn't even meet her. She had been in my DMs for nearly 2 years. And I just saw her on IG, mind you. I didn't even know that she had been in my DMs for 2 years. I was just scrolling on IG, and I see this girl. She's cute, whatever. I was in my thirsty phase. I don't even know what I was in. I was dating all over the place, but I just saw this girl on IG, and she had just posted some video talking about her brother, whatever. I was like, I think I just said like, hey, or something like that, or, oh, I'm so proud of you. Something like, mind you, I don't know this girl. I don't know this girl at all. And, yeah, she just DMs me. And when she DMs me, I scroll up. I see messages and messages of her talking to herself. She likes to tell people that I was DMing her. I was not. But, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, she's been on me for a minute. And I had no idea who she was. And a week later, in, lesbian fashion, a week later, she was in Tallahassee. And 2 months later, or 3 months later, we moved in with each other. And honestly, I don't know what more I could ask for in a human being. Like, I've never been with someone so caring, so intentional, so thoughtful. We both aren't perfect, but I feel like I found my perfect match. Like, I don't even speak half the time, and she just, like, gets me, understands me. And in a world of miscommunication, to feel understood is such a beautiful thing. And I don't think I would have found that if I didn't have the courage to move forward. Because when we started talking, it was like, 3 seconds after my breakup? Like, I was out of my breakup in June, and we were together in August. Well, we were talking in August, whatever. And I wasn't ready. And again, like, I had the strength, to keep trying the connection. I was like, yeah, maybe with time, because my ex was still very for sure on my mind. And I was telling her, like, I'm trying to get over this. And, yeah, it was just like, but then one day I just had to let it go. Courage. I had to believe that the other connections didn't work because they weren't supposed to. And that how can I give something a full shot if I don't have the courage to see that this could be everything I want and more, and it has been. And like, that took courage, not strength. And I'm not even trying to shame strength or anything like that. Like, I don't want it to be like, don't be strong, because I want you to be strong. I want me to be strong. But don't just be strong. Be courageous. Have the courage to explore things that are in your wildest dreams. Courage is what makes you take risk, you know? To envision things that other people are going to say, girl, you are crazy. And a lot of the things that I'm living and experiencing are just like crazy to some people. Like, how could that ever happen? And it's just like, you got to believe. You got to be a little crazy. But I've just been pushing forward, trying to get to the next day, the next check. But I haven't really been exploring my dreams and my goals and my ideas. And it's just like, or taking any risk. Risking it all for the life that I want. But also feeling guilty because I'm in an answered prayer right now. Everything I prayed for, I got it to the T. I got everything that I could have ever wanted. And sometimes it doesn't feel like enough, but it's everything that I wanted with an older mindset, with the mindset I had before. This was perfect for me. But now I'm here and I'm living it, and I've realized that sometimes God gives us exactly what we ask for, just to show us that it's everything we did not want, or that we deserve more. Because what you thought was asking for the greatest thing was actually the bare minimum. Ask for more. You can have it all. But again, you need the courage. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will see you next week. Thank you for listening.